this is Christine, and today I will be doing a beginner ukulele FAQ kind of thing. But before I start, disclaimer, big disclaimer, I am not a professional ukulele player, so a lot of the things that I'm going to talk about in this tutorial are things that were self-taught. Because I used to play guitar before, or I played guitar for a few years before I got my ukulele, so a lot of the stuff that I learned on playing guitar, I brought over to playing my ukulele. So if there's anything that, if you play the ukulele and if there's anything I say that's wrong, or you have a better suggestion or tip for something, please leave it in the comments and let me know, and let everyone watching know your suggestions and tips. If there's anything that I say that's wrong, please let me know, because I would also like to correct my own techniques if I need to. So yes, big disclaimer, not a professional ukulele player. Second of all, to go with this is mostly just an FAQ kind of video where I got a lot of questions on how to do this and that on the ukulele, and it's really hard to describe some things through words, so just words typing. So I thought it'd be better to make a video showing how to do certain things and some certain basics of the ukulele, which is why I am making this video. So that is the gist of this video, and again, big disclaimer, I am not a professional ukulele player. Also, there will be timestamps in the descriptions for each part that I'm going to go through, that if you want to skip to a certain part or you don't care about certain parts, then just skip to that part in the timestamp in the description. And yeah, here we go! So this is my ukulele. I currently have Ola ukuleles as my brand, and it is a green ukulele because my favorite color is green. This is a soprano ukulele. I believe it is the smallest legit ukulele you can buy. A lot of people, I think, either get soprano or a concert ukulele, which is a little bigger. It just has a little more frets here. For a concert ukulele. But if you are looking for a cheap small ukulele, I recommend getting a soprano. Now, not all soprano ukuleles are cheap. I've gotten questions before on where I bought my ukulele and how much does my ukulele cost. And I got my ukulele for, I believe, $35 off Amazon. And if you want a cheap ukulele, well, you can go to either your local music store, hopefully they sell ukuleles, or you can buy it online from any music store or Amazon or eBay or wherever you normally buy your stuff. But I bought mine off Amazon, and free shipping over $25, so this was $35 flat. Okay, well, there might have been plus tax, but I don't remember. If there are more expensive soprano ukuleles, which are probably better quality, like they sound better, because I know some people asked, or someone asked, like, if there's a difference between different ukuleles. I think the more expensive ones probably sound better than mine does, and especially the bigger ukulele you buy, the more better it sounds to the ears, or something like that. Like, it's better sound quality than just getting a small cheap ukulele. But if you are on a budget, you can just get one that's anywhere between 20 to 40 bucks and get a small soprano ukulele like this. There are ukuleles that are like $75, $100 plus. If you're looking for that, then you can go ahead and get that. But if you do want something that's decent and is affordable, I recommend getting something like Ola ukuleles. Not sponsored by them. This just happened to be one of the cheapest ones I found on Amazon. And also, don't forget to look at customer reviews, because there are some ukuleles where the reviews weren't that great, like, oh, the strings broke too easily, or it doesn't sound right, or something like that. And there's gonna be ukuleles with mixed reviews, but just go with whichever one you think is gonna be good for you. Honestly, it could vary from person to person whether ukulele sounds right or how you play the strings, whether they'll break or not. So the one that I happened to found was old ukuleles that had pretty decent reviews, was affordable, and was green. So I happened to get old ukuleles off Amazon. And that's where I bought my ukulele. So don't forget to check customer reviews. They're very important. I learned my lesson to always check customer reviews when buying stuff online. So I normally don't buy things that don't have customer reviews. Like if I buy off other stores online, I normally go for the ones with customer reviews. So make sure you check customer reviews before you buy anything. This isn't really a frequently asked questions, but I decided to go over it anyway. These are your tuning keys, where you use these to tune your strings. You just turn them and they'll tune your strings. And these are your strings. And these are called frets. And your frets are labeled 5, 7, and 10. So if you're ever struggling finding your place, just remember that this is 5, this is 7, and this is 10 with these circles. And ukulele and guitar have this 5, 7, 10 combination, where they mark the frets so that you know where you are on your on the neck of your ukulele or guitar. Some people ask me about tuning, and your standard tuning for your ukulele. I know I normally in my tutorials go from bottom up, first string, second string, third string, fourth string, but the tuning from bottom up is A, E, C, G. So A, E, C, G. And you can buy yourself a tuner online. I bought mine online along with my ukulele. When I bought my ukulele, I also purchased a tuner. And honestly, you don't have to buy yourself a tuner. You can just use an app on your phone, which works just as well. Just look up on your App Store or Google Play Store ukulele tuner, and there's a whole bunch. So you don't have to buy yourself a tuner. I just happened to buy one because I like using tuners instead of opening my phone. So you just tune your ukulele based on this. So different tuners work differently. Mine turns green when I reach the right key, right note. So when I reach A, E, C, and G on each string, then it'll turn green, and I'll know that my ukulele is tuned. So again, from bottom string up, it's A, E, C, G. And that is how you would tune your ukulele. Now this is probably my most asked questions about strumming and plucking, and those are the hardest to describe in words by typing. So I don't know how this will go through showing it on camera, but I hope that this part will be helpful for those who are struggling with that part. So strumming, there are different ways you can strum. It depends on what's most comfortable for you. I think a lot of people I see when they play the ukulele, they put their first two fingers together and strum like that. It's very good if you have nails, but currently I don't have nails, and as you can see, some of my nail polish got ripped off, but I don't have any nails on my fingers right now, so I can't play as well as if I had nails. But instead of doing this, I normally use these two fingers to strum my ukulele. This might be the most proper way, I think, but coming from my guitar, I played it with these two fingers, so I do the same with my ukulele. And basically, you just take whatever fingers you're using, whatever's most comfortable for you when you strum. You can also, a lot of people I think start out with their thumb, so they'll strum down with their thumb. You pull down with your thumb, pull down with, or if you used your two fingers, you can just pull down with the two fingers. So you would just down. It's like pulling down lightly with your fingers. And then same thing if you want to, you know how some strumming patterns, they have like the D-U, down, up kind of thing. So you just strum down, then you just bring your hand back up. And then there's some strumming patterns that like don't have like alternating down, up. Then the way you strum, it's like when you go down again, you just bring your hand back up without strumming. So, I mean, yeah, you would probably like, tell Christine, why would you tell me that? But, because it's kind of like you're alternating, but if there's like two at the same time, then you like kind of pretend you're playing it, but you're not actually strumming. That might actually make it more confusing saying that than what you probably figure out yourself. But you would strum down, strum up, or strum, move back up, and strum down again. That's an up. And then see how I bring my hand back down, but I don't strum. So then I go up again and then back down. If you notice that a lot of my strumming patterns are pretty much kind of the same. So the down, up, down, up. So the two downs and the two ups next to each other. So you go down, pretend you're playing it, but you're not, and then go down again, and then come back up, but you actually do play, and then go back down, but you don't strum, and then strum up again, and then down. So down, down, up, down, up, down, up. You see how my hand keeps going up and down, but sometimes I'm not playing that down or not playing that up. But I mean, you probably figured that out yourself without me making it more confusing just now. But something just dropped. That is the gist of playing like a down, up kind of strum. But moving on to slap strums. So slap strums is when you mute your strings. So instead of strumming down and making a sound, you would strum down but not make a sound. You would stop the sound from happening. So you want to use the bottom of your palm to stop that from happening. You would hit the bottom of your palm at the bottom of your strings to stop the noise from happening. So it's hard to do it up high, so I'm gonna bring myself up instead. And so this is an A chord. Instead of strumming down and then instead of making a sound every time you strum down, you would bring your palm down to stop the sound. So it would be like that, like it makes a tss sound instead of the A chord. So you just bring your hand down, and then just keep practicing bringing your palm down onto your strings. So let me try doing it from the side. So you see how here, when I regularly strum, my palm does not hit my ukulele. But when I slap strum, my palm hits my ukulele. So, you see that? You see how it hits the strings? But then if I regular strum, it doesn't hit. But if I slap strum, it hits. And it's there. Yeah. I hope that made sense. Since it was easier for me to get, since I was able to get it on the guitar, it was easier for me to get on my ukulele. So you'll have to practice a lot with that if you can't get it at first. Don't get too frustrated, just keep practicing and eventually you will be able to do it. A lot of it is just practice, practice, practice until you can get it. But the bottom of your palm to the bottom of your strings. And that's how you would do a slap strum. Because sometimes instead of my down, down, up, 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 no, down, down, up, down, up, I do like down, slap strum, up, down, up. So that's where the slap strum normally comes in for the songs that I've done so far. But yeah. And next on the playing your ukulele, a lot of people had questions on plucking. So my past tutorials and covers, I've done a thing where you pluck a chord twice, right? So with plucking, the G string, the fourth string, you would play it normally, like as if you were strumming down with your thumb. You would bring your thumb down, pull lightly down. But then with the last three strings, you would use your other three fingers, not your pinky, and each of them will have their own string, and then you would pull up. And practice doing that. Pull down, up, up, up. Down, up, up, up. Down, up, up, up. And if you want to pull them all together, because that's what I have been doing so far, you would just pull these up, all three of them at the same time, and pull this down at the same time. So it's kind of like your fingers are going into a mini circle or fist at the end. So just slightly pull up and down, up, down. And that's how you pluck your strings. So you would pull, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull down. And if you want to stop your strings from playing a note after you've plucked, just put your fingers back on your ukulele and it should stop the sound. Like, I think for some people's, or at least that's for my ukulele, I'm not sure if other people's ukulele it's like harder to stop the sound or something, but someone asked about that and I wasn't really sure how to answer. But if that was the problem, you might just want to try using your palm, like with the slap strum, to stop it from making a noise, like that. And then find your place with your fingers so that you can pluck twice. You would just, put your finger on, and then if you want to make that like that kind of extra beat where you hear like a second sound after you play the note, you would just hit your ukulele strings. And then it would make that little sound. But that's for plucking. I hope that made sense. If it didn't, of course, leave whatever questions you have or suggestions or tips in the comments. Hopefully I can answer them, but hopefully everything I just went over right now was helpful enough for you to be able to play your ukulele. The last thing I want to go over is the bar chords, because I know a lot of people, especially people with small hands, had trouble playing some chords, especially that troublesome A flat. What I learned in guitar is, I don't know if it'll help with people who have trouble playing A flat, but if this is what you do, where your thumb is on top of your neck, like you see it up here. When you play a chord, it's like up here. Try moving your thumb down more so that your fingers here have more flexibility and cover more surface area, or can cover more surface area by having your thumb lower on your neck of your ukulele instead of having it up here or something. If you move it down, will that help? Because your fingers will be able to reach more the lower your thumb is. Of course, not too low, or else it might be too hard to play your ukulele if it's down there. But enough so that you can use your thumb and your fingers to apply pressure to your strings so that you can play your chords, but low enough so that your fingers can reach certain strings when you play chords, such as this A flat chord, where not only are you barring a chord, but you're also trying to reach for the 4th string on a different fret. So that might be a little more difficult for some people. And so in guitar, when learning how to do bar chords, I took like one guitar class in high school after having my guitar for a while, because I was like, I don't know what to take for an art class. I guess I'll just take guitar. And so what the teacher taught was to move your thumb lower instead of having it on top of your neck. Have it like lower on your neck so that your fingers can reach more. If that doesn't help, if that doesn't work, if that's not even your issue at all with the placement of your thumb, then there's also this really cool thing called a capo, where you can use it to raise the pitch of whatever chord you're playing or anything. But normally with a capo, there's like easier chords you can play that have the same, there's easier chords that you can play that have the same pitch as the chords without the capo. But then you would have to try to figure out what that is. A lot of people, when they find those easier chords, they tend to have the capo on like a lower fret, or they don't have the capo at all and play those same chords because their vocal range isn't high enough to be able to sing with the chords on maybe the 3rd fret. So they bring it down to the 1st fret so that the pitch is lower and they can sing it within their vocal range, or without the capo at all. I sometimes do that. I don't think I've done it in any of the covers I've uploaded so far, but I've done that practicing other songs and such. So there's that. If you want to invest in a capo, there's a lot of cheap capos online that work very well, but don't forget, of course, to check customer reviews. Otherwise, I think practice mostly will help you be able to play a bar chord. For me, playing it on the guitar is sometimes really difficult for me. So playing it on the ukulele was like, oh my god, this is so much easier. But just a lot of practice might be able to help you play bar chords easier. So just try practicing a lot, and hopefully bar chords, maybe your fingers will like stretch out. Like, you know how people when they play piano from a very young age, their fingers are like able to reach like from all the way from one side to like another. Maybe that will happen if you keep practicing with the bar chord. Like your fingers will like stretch out so that you can reach certain chords and stuff. But yeah. If anyone has any other suggestions that they've figured out on their own and you want to share that with the community, please leave them in the comments so that everyone else can try those suggestions or tips. And so that's the end of my FAQ. If anyone has any more questions, of course leave them in the comments. And if you have any more suggestions or tips, or you're like, what the heck, Christine, you don't do it like that, then I would also like to know. Please leave it in the comments. if I'm doing something wrong, or if you have something better to suggest to everyone else, including myself, then please also leave that in the comments. Of course, disclaimer, again, I'm not a professional ukulele player. All of this was self-taught because I knew how to play guitar. So yeah, and I hope that was helpful. If it wasn't, I am so sorry. And if I didn't answer any of your questions, of course, again, leave it in the comments. And yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are in the world while you're currently watching this. And I really, really hope that was helpful to many of you who are watching. And yeah, thanks for watching. Goodbye.